back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to another video and welcome to another TBR Tarot video. The year is just flying by. We are in the month of September already and I don't know. I don't like it. It's going by too fast. I need it to slow down. I need a break. I need a breather. But it's definitely going to be a wild ride. A wild ride. I have a little bit of a different setup. I'm finally getting myself back into the swing of like a background, videos, hopefully sit down videos and vlogs soon if I can get my life together. But it feels good to like sit behind a bookshelf again. It just feels so nice. When we rearranged the room for baby number 2, we were able to fit some things in. And I have to say, I'm pretty excited about it. So if this is your first time here for a TBR Tarot video, what I do is use the Fairy Loot Tarot cards that came in their monthly boxes. I don't get Fairy Loot anymore, but I do have a complete set. And each tarot card has a prompt associated, and I use that prompt to pick a book off of my TBR. Now with this new setup, this back here is my entire romance TBR pretty much, except for some fall fantasies that I want to read on this shelf. And then I have an entire shelf of fantasy books that are unread that I can pick from as well. So we have lots of options to choose from. I'm very excited, but I'm also very nervous because if you guys watched last month's TBR, I had a lot of books. And unfortunately, I will be pulling a punishment for this month because there was just no way for me to read those 14 books in the craziness that was August. Also, things to keep in mind in regards to rules for TBR Tarot. If I pull a duplicate pull from last month, if I pull a back-to-back major arcana, a back-to-back number, or a back-to-back suit, I have to add additional pulls. I'm going to start off at 5. Let's pray and hope that I can actually get there. I'm going to do a quick recap of August just so you have a better idea of what I actually read, and then we'll jump into my books for September. So for the 7 of Stars, I was supposed to read A Dance of Lies, and I DNF'd this. For the 3 of Suns, I was supposed to read Chasing Shelter by Catherine Cowles, and I did read this. For the Ace of Stars, I was supposed to read a novel love story by Ashley Poston, and I did read this. For the 5 of Suns, I was supposed to read Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforday, and I did read this. For the 10 of Stars, I was supposed to read Watch Your Back by Tate James, and I did read this. For the 10 of Moons, I was supposed to read Air of Storms by Laura Hamilton Murray, and I am currently in the middle of this one and will finish it before the month is over. For the High Priestess, I picked All the Missing Pieces by Catherine Cowles, and I did read this. For the Knight of Planets, this was to read a book for a video project. I didn't film any video projects for the month of August, so I failed this one. For the World, I picked Between Wrath and Mercy by Jess Wisecup, and I did not read this. For the 7 of Moons, I was supposed to read The City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards, and I did read this. For the Queen of Planets, the book I picked was Tell Me It's Right by Katie Wismer, and I did read this. For the Star, I picked Goldfinch by Raven Kennedy, and I did read this. For Temperance, I chose The Unwanted Marriage, and I did read this. And finally, the 2 of Moons, Orion picked To Cage a God, and I did not read this. Let me tell you what, filming these videos at 8 months pregnant is hard work. Okay, so obviously I did not finish my TBR for the month of August, so I do have to pull a punishment. I did mistakenly put the punishment from last month back into the jar, which, as you guys know, is the worst punishment in the jar, because as I was cleaning things up, I didn't want to lose it. And now it's back in here, and I don't feel like going through them all, so let's just hope that I don't get the punishment from last month, because I might just quit. I might just quit. So yeah, this is my last month of work, so I'm hoping to still get a few books read, but I definitely don't need 14 again, so I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. Please, please, please don't be that one. Okay. A physical read. So I just need to read a book physically. I can't use an audiobook. I technically can use my Kindle because it's physically with my eyes. It just means that I can't read a book that is with an audiobook. I can't do like a mixed media or immersive reading experience. So that's what that means. That's not too bad, honestly. For punishment, I'll take it. I had a book in mind that I wanted to read physically with my eyeballs anyways, so that kind of worked out, funnily enough. Okay, so in regards to September, like I said, it's my last month of work, so I will be on a countdown of not having to go to work anymore, which would be great. But I have my baby shower in September, and I have a trip in September that I'm going to be taking in the first 2 weeks of the month. So it's going to be a crazy month, so I don't really know what the plans are here, but I have a few books that I absolutely need to read and a few books that I have on my radar that would be fantastic to read this month. I want to first go through the new releases that are coming out this month that I am extremely interested in reading. Whether or not I will pick them for this TBR is up for debate, but it's definitely high on my priority list. The first one being Wildcard by Elsie Silver. I think the last book is going to be published in the Rose Hill series. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I love the series so much. I love Elsie Silver as an author, and I definitely need to read her newest published book. I haven't been reading them as quickly as I have been wanting to, like in regards to publication date. So if I could read this the month it comes out, I would be immensely grateful. We also have People Watching by Hannah Bottom Young. It looks so fall. It looks so cutesy. It looks like a perfect September read, and so I really want to pick that one up. There's also You're Next by Tate James, the last and final book in the Devil's Backbone series. I read book 1. I didn't love it. I read book 2 and was pleasantly surprised by the book as a whole, as well as the ending. The ending was crazy. So I know that book 3 is hopefully going to pull it together, but it's going to have a wild ride regardless. So I definitely want to read that one. Then we have Bad for Business by Kat Singleton. I have really heard nothing about this, but the cover intrigues me. The cover makes me want to read it immediately, and it comes out this month, so maybe. And finally, this is going to be crazy, but Alchemize, is that the name of the book, or is it Alchemist? Alchemize by Celine Yu. Oh my god, I'm sorry if I butchered that. Of course, the picture will be up on the screen. This is the traditionally published version of Manacled. I am currently reading Manacled. I know. Nobody was expecting that to come out of my mouth, but I am reading Manacled. I am 10 chapters in. I'm hoping to finish the fanfic version first, so I can hopefully read the traditionally published one this month. Crossing my fingers, that's like, that's just hopes and dreams. But if I can, I would love to do it. If I can't, it is what it is. And then the only other book that I absolutely have to read this month is not a new release, but it is the Swoony Readers book club pick for the month of September, and that is One and Only by Carla Sorensen. The Swoony Readers is a book club hosted by Karina, Dana, and myself. We read a romance book every single month. We have reading sprints and a live show every month, and I cannot wait to read this book. I've heard nothing but great things. I'm really excited, and it's a single parent marriage of convenience trope. Sign me up. It wouldn't be a Kaylani video without a pregnancy brain mishap. It looks like the same day, but do not fear. It is the next day, and I'm coming down to talk to you about the Swoony Scone Society pick for the month of September, which is the 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Swoony Scone Society is made up of Tara, B, Karina, Dana, and myself, 2 different romance book clubs coming together to form the Swoony Scone Society. We have been reading Ashley Poston's backlist in reverse publication order over the last couple of months, and it's time for the 3rd book, which is the 7-Year Slip, on September 7th at 1 p.m. PST and 4 p.m. EST, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember whose channel it's on, but I will leave everything here so that you have all the information that you need. But I did unfortunately forget to let you guys know this information, but I didn't want you guys to not be in on the scoop, so make sure that you pick up the 7-Year Slip if you guys want to join us for the live show on the 7th of September. I am very excited. This will be a reread for me. I read the book previously and loved it, so I'm excited to see what I think upon a reread, but it's definitely a book that I need to read in September, and I didn't want to forget to tell you guys about it. But with that long-winded intro of what I want to read, let's actually pick what I have to read for the month of September with our first TBR Tarot pull. Okay, let's do a quick shuffle. I'm really hoping that I don't get too many duplicate pulls or back-to-back pulls, because an easier month would be great, so I can try to do some mood reading. That was my plan for the month of August. Obviously, that didn't work out, and mood reading just feels like the vibe for September. So let's cross our fingers and hope. I'm stalling because I'm nervous, but let's do the very first pull. Oh, it's upside down, and this is the Empress. Okay, the Empress is touch her and you unalive vibes. I don't really know what I want to read for this one, if I'm being honest. Previously, when I got this pull, I was using the Plated Prisoner series for that because it was perfect and it worked out so well, but I really don't know what I want to read. That being said, I do have a plentiful fall TBR that I would like to pull from, so let me grab a few options and see if there's anything that falls into this category. Okay, with this particular trope, I feel like you don't really know until you read them. However, I did pull some options. So the first one is the Dark Legacy series by Tate James and Jamin Eve. I've been meaning to get around to more Tate James books that I haven't already read. I've been doing a lot of rereading of Tate James and not new reading of Tate James, so I definitely feel like this one would count, only because on the back it says, fucking hell, why are all the hot ones always psychopaths? And I feel like anytime you put psychopaths in a dark romance, it's always giving touch her and you unalive vibes. So this could be a good shout, but I also pulled Carnage by Chantal Tessier. I feel like this entire series has those vibes, and I feel like this is not going to be any different from what I've heard from the synopsis of this book, as well as some of the teasing that has happened in regards to Carnage as a book, and I'm very, very excited for it. So I think this might be the best option, if not the option, but we shall see. And then we have Caught Up by I was going to say Liz Tomforde, but that's not right, by Nevessa Allen, the second book in this series. I really enjoyed Lights Out, and I definitely want to read this one. I feel like the first one gave Touch Her and You Die vibes, And I don't know really the synopsis of this one. I just enjoyed the first book, so I picked up the second book. I don't know if it fits, but it feels like it should, you know? I got interrupted, so I don't know if I actually finished talking about Caught Up, but I feel like all three are relatively good options, and I'm definitely excited for all three. But I specifically put this on my shelves because I knew that I wanted to read it. And seeing as I'm trying to read another Tate James this month already, I feel like I would be okay to skip that one for now. But Carnage is calling my name. It's calling my name. I need to finish the series. I have loved the series so much. It's definitely dark. It's depraved. It has a ton of trigger warnings. It is dark. But something about the way this series is written, it gets me every time. So I'm definitely going to pick up this one for the Toucher and You Unalive prompt. All right, here we go for pull number 2. I feel like this is going well so far. I don't mean to jinx it, but I hope that we can keep the good vibes going. Okay, let's see. Okay, I don't know what that says, but we have the 3 of Stars. Thankfully, we are safe with the 3 of Stars, and this is a multiple perspectives prompt. So I just have to read a book with multiple perspectives. I feel like I can easily knock that out, and I have plenty of options. So let me pull what I think I'm going to read. Okay, I didn't pull any additional options because I knew that if I could fit this in for any prompt, I was going to do so. And that is, of course, One and Only by Carla Sorensen, the Swoony Readers book club pick. It does have dual perspectives. I see Greer and I see Beckett. So definitely works for the prompt. I'm very excited for this one. I love single parent trope. It's one of my favorite tropes out there, if not my favorite trope of all time. And I definitely know this one is going to be an absolute banger. Sam loves this book. So it just gives me high hopes this is going to be a phenomenal read. On the back, it says, "You are cordially invited to my fake wedding. Marrying Beckett Coleman is the best idea I've had in years. I can grant my sick dad's wish and to walk one of his daughters down the aisle, and Beckett has my help solving a custody situation with his daughter. Our plan is to spend a year together, then part ways. Easy, especially since I'm not his type, and he's not mine either. He's too quiet and too serious. All while he's distractingly gorgeous, but he's also my brother's teammate. Beckett is fake husband material, not the real deal. I just have to remember that. Until I move in with him, get to know him, share a bed with him. Turns out the lines between fake and real isn't just blurry, it's almost impossible to uphold when he looks at me the way he does. This marriage is a whole lot more complicated than we had bargained for. We're threatening to destroy everything we built, something neither of us can risk. Marrying Beckett might have been my best idea in years, but falling in love with him would be the worst." Oh, I'm so excited for this one. Okay, pull number 3. So far, so good. I am loving this TBR so far. Oh, okay. That one just came flying out at me. So that means it has to be the one. And here it is. This is the 7 of Suns. Okay, the 7 of Suns is last letter, first letter. So I need to take the last letter of the last book that I picked, and it has to be the first letter of the next book that I pick. So Y, Y is my option for this. That's really hard. That's really hard. And I don't think anything on my list starts with a Y. I just saw one. Honestly, this is working out better than I had hoped. You're Next by Tate James, which is the last and final book in the Devil's Backbone series. Starts with a Y. You're Next. I don't own it, obviously, because it has not been released, but I definitely want to read it, and I feel like with the cliffhanger at the end of book 2, I need to know how this ends. Even if I don't end up loving the series as a whole, it's definitely on my list of things to do, which is to read all of Tate James' backlist, and I have to read this one in order to do that. So I'm excited to see what I think of the last and final book. This is a romantic suspense Why Choose series that takes place at Nevaeh Academy, where our main character has come to the school and found a diary in her room that depicts some very interesting and nefarious things that are happening at the school. Her stepbrother, Nate, also goes to the school, and he belongs to a secret society that may be causing more trouble than they're worth. And it is a why choose between her stepbrother, Nate, and his 3 other best friends. It's an interesting time. It's a wild ride, to say the least. I'm conflicted by how I feel about the characters as a whole, but I feel like the storyline is definitely starting to pick up, so we shall see what I think of the last and final book in the series. Okay, here we go. Pull number 4. I am feeling so good about this, honestly. I'm not even gonna shuffle that much. That might have been a bad idea, but we're just gonna go with the vibes. Here we go. I think all of my cards have been upside down. This is the Ace of Planets. I feel like the TBR cards felt bad for me for the way that they treated me last month. The Ace of Planets is a free pick. I can pick whatever book I want. And now I feel stuck. I feel fatigued with the amount of decisions that I have on my plate because I have so many books on here that I want to read and too many options. But I'm going to pull a couple, talk it through with you guys, and see which book I'm going to pick for free pick. Okay, I have plenty of options on my physical TBR. The one that pops out to me the most is Wildcard by Elsie Silver because I really want to read it. That being said, I definitely want to pick some physical books off my TBR, and knowing that so far I'm going to have a pretty short TBR, I can mood read Wildside if I really need to, but the ones that I have pulled that I definitely want to read are Dark Legacy. We already talked about this, another Tate James book. We have Swooped and Saddled by Lila Sage, which is the second book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I read the first book like almost 2 years ago now, and I have not completed the series, and I definitely want to. It's short, it's easy. I don't know why I haven't picked it up yet, but I want to. And then I have 2 fantasy books that I just recently picked up that I definitely want to read. They're fantasy romance. We have Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. Oh my god, where did I get Rosie from? From Julie Soto. Definitely want to read this one. And then we have Arcane Academy by Elise Kova, which I've heard nothing but great things about, and I definitely want to read this. And I have a physical copy, so I want to prioritize things I have physical copies of. However, Manacled might be good to put on this list. It'll force me to read the rest of it, and it'll get me ready for Alchemized when it comes out. But I think I'm feeling one of these. I don't know which one it's going to be. Let me think on it and I'll let you guys know. Okay, honestly, it was between these 2 fantasies because I definitely don't have enough fantasy on this TBR if you don't count Manacled, which is 1,000 pages long. It's fine. We're not going to talk about it. I think I want to go with Arcane Academy. I just heard so many good things about it, and the top of the synopsis has me intrigued. It says, a woman who wields magical tarot cards lands herself in a false engagement with the headmaster of a mysterious academy in the first installment of an enthralling fantasy romance series from the author of A Deal with the Elf King. But then at the bottom it says, thrust into a world of arcane magic and royal intrigue, where one misstep will send her back to prison or worse. Clara finds that the prince she's sworn to hate may not be what he seems, but can she risk giving her power over the world and her heart, or will she take it for herself? I need it. I can't wait to read it. Hopefully it's good, and hopefully I love it, because I need to love this one. Okay, if we're lucky, this could be our last and final pull for the month of September. Let's hope. Crossing our fingers, although if we get one more duplicate, it wouldn't be too bad. Okay, here we go. I'm nervous. Did I flip the cards? No, I didn't. We have the Hermit. Surprisingly, this is going to be our last and final prompt for the month, and honestly, you guys, it's working out so well. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not going to jinx it. I'm just going to be happy. We have The Hermit, and that is to read a book with a grumpy sunshine trope. And surprisingly enough, the punishment book that I had in my mind for my physical read falls perfectly into this category. And that is Bourbon and Proof by Victoria Wilder, the third and final book in the Bourbon Boys, one of those series. The first one being Bourbon and Lies. The second one is Bourbon and Secrets, and this one is Bourbon and Proof. First of all, the cover, stunning, absolutely stunning. The series as a whole has been absolutely amazing. I gave the first book 5 stars, the second book 4.5 stars, and I need this second book. I believe this is Lincoln's story, and I'm about to eat it up. Oh my gosh, it's so good. These are romantic suspense, small town, whiskey driven romances, and it is so good. It is so good. This one has been teased for a while, and I feel like it's going to be amazing. It's so Grumpy Sunshine. It's ridiculous. I cannot wait. I need it in my hands immediately. I will definitely be buying a physical copy, and it will be my physical read for the month. I am literally so freaking excited. Finishing a series, reading a book that I am absolutely jazzed about, even though it's a physical read, feels like a win for me. Okay, that is the end of my TBR for the month of September. I don't know how we got this lucky. Is this video still extremely long for absolutely no reason at all when I only had 5 pulls? Yes it is. But it's an extremely amazing TBR. So let's do a quick recap. So for the Touch Her and You Unalive prompt, we have Carnage by Chantal Desir. For Multiple Perspectives, we have One and Only by Carla Sorensen. For Last Letter, First Letter, we have You're Next by Tate James. For Free Pick, I chose Arcane Academy by Elise Kova. And finally, for The Hermit, I chose Bourbon and Proof by Victoria Wilder. Alrighty friends, that is the end of this TBR video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you made it to the end of this video and you don't know anything else to comment, leave an eye emoji just to let me know that you watched this video all the way to the end. I am so grateful for you. I love you guys very much, and I can't wait to see you guys very soon in another video. If you did enjoy this one, please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and of course leave any comments, questions, suggestions in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
Thanks, baby. Turn it down like a sweet